number 2 today. Our next speaker, giving his 3rd speech out of Pathways. We want to thank him very much. He's filling in as a last-minute speaker. And the title of his speech is Step Up. Please welcome me and join Toastmaster Mark Shear. All right.
25 years ago, I could barely speak in front of an audience. A few times that I had to, as a feckless young professional, brought an enormous amount of anxiety, a gut-wrenching feeling that I had never experienced. And several minutes before I started to speak, my hands, my forehead, and literally my entire body. The fear was so intense that I felt like I was going to puke. And when I actually did start to speak, my airway would actually begin to constrict to where I began to actually suffocate. And after a couple of years of enduring this self-inflicted limitation, it became apparent and so embarrassing that a dramatic change needed to occur in my life if I was going to succeed. And a few weeks later, I reluctantly attended this men's leadership conference. And this articulate, absolutely hilarious, bold, confident speaker shared with the audience a pathway, a form, a training ground that he used to overcome one of his greatest fears. And it was that evening that I first learned of a speaking club called Toastmasters. The following Friday, somewhere back in the 1990s, I walked through the door at Winter Park Toastmasters, greeted by our late friend, role model, and an incredible speaker, Carl Ryder. And since then, I've been thankful I took that step, because today I want to highlight 3 areas that have helped me and that I believe can help you as well. First, it's given me confidence to be bold and to leap into unfamiliar territories, dive in to uncharted waters, and embrace certain risks that can help you grow personally and professionally. In the late 20s, I was given the opportunity to help build and start a pharmaceutical company. And after a year or so in parallel with Toastmasters, I was asked to develop and lead a sales team throughout the entire Southeast. And from there I went on to build 2 other medical companies, one in the cardiovascular space and the other focused on cervical cancer, all requiring an unfathomable number of presentations throughout the U.S. to peers, to sales and marketing teams, to mid-level management, to physicians, to executive leadership. And if I'm prepared today, the anxiety that I still get, I now turn into confident fuel. Second, Toastmasters has enabled me to be a better coach and trainer. If anyone you would have asked me, when we used to meet at the Red Dark Elvis room at the Langford Hotel, if I was prepared to speak to thousands of people, I would have laughed and thought you were close to Toastmaster Roy Shear and being completely out of your mind. And so, in my 30s, I developed partnerships with some of the largest laboratories and hospitals in the United States. Quest Diagnostics, LabCorp, Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic. And weekly for years, I traveled across the United States speaking to small groups, large groups, and leadership teams, some representing over 1,000 in size. And what's bizarre, I actually started looking forward to those speaking opportunities. They became addicting. And I got so addicting that it got my adrenaline pumping. They actually made me feel alive. Thirdly, one of the skill sets that Toastmasters has helped me develop the most is leadership. What are some qualities of a good leader? Honesty, integrity, commitment, accountable, empowerment, passionate, inspiring, and yes, a good communicator. Over the years, numerous Toastmasters have exemplified these attributes in the personal stories that they share right here. Take Toastmaster Jeff Rufinant, for instance. He served in our military, and later in life made a decision and a commitment to acquire his distinguished Toastmaster designation. And if any of you were here last week to hear his passionate and inspiring speech called Blind Obedience, he shared his perseverance to dig deep, to overcome, to strive to never to give up, and to become better at what we all do. There are numerous other examples I could share from this club, though in short, as leaders, we all have an opportunity to take the learnings that we experience here and apply them in our own personal lives. Either it be at home, with our husbands, our wives, at work, we can apply them in our lives. In summary, I sometimes contemplate where I would be today if I didn't walk through the door at Winter Park Toastmasters many years ago. In my opinion, it's been one of the best training platforms in my life, personally and professionally. Fellow Toastmasters, when life inevitably presents its opportunities disguised as fears, challenges, deep caverns, unscalable mountains, I want you to step up and grasp what is yours. Fellow Toastmasters.